Sub ID, let's make Vietnamese banh mi. I'm going to stuff this French baguette with delicious lemongrass grilled pork and tangy pickled vegetables. I'm going to show you how to pickle your vegetables, marinate and prepare your meat, prep the veggies, and assemble. Let's begin with the pickling. You will need both Daikon Radish. It's this long white radish easily found at most international and Asian markets, and you'll need a carrot. We'll also use salt, sugar, white distilled vinegar. You could substitute rice vinegar, and a container to put our pickled vegetable. I suggest a glass jar. We'll want to wash our carrot and radish very well, then chop off the stemmy ends. Next, we will peel and discard the skin of both the carrot and the radish. And then we just work on cutting both our radish and carrot into matchsticks. And you'll see how I do that here. Try to keep the sizes of your matchsticks pretty small. That will allow for them to pickle and get softer a lot easier than if you have big chunky matchsticks. Add your carrot and radish to a large bowl. Top it with salt and sugar. Massage it with your hands for about 3 minutes and then allow it to sit on the counter uncovered for 15 minutes. The salt and sugar pull the moisture from the vegetable, allowing them to be more flexible and prepping them for our pickling process. After that 15-minute soak, let's add our vegetables to the sink and rinse it with cool water. You should see that they're very flexible at this point. Make sure they're rinsed really well, then squeeze out any excess moisture, and then we can begin adding these to the jar for pickling. While I prefer a glass jar for pickling, you can use any type of container and you can expect that it will last about a month in the refrigerator. Pack your jar full of the radish and carrot. In a separate large bowl, add boiling hot water, sugar, and distilled vinegar. Give that a really good stir to make sure it's all well dissolved. I like to add in some fresh Thai pepper to my jar. If you don't like spicy, you can skip this step, and then we'll just pour our liquid mixture over our vegetables. Fill to the top, seal the jar, and place in the refrigerator and allow this to pickle for about 24 hours minimum before you make your banh mi. Moving on to step 2, let me show you how to marinate and grill our pork loin. The pork is our #1 ingredient, but we'll also be using lemongrass, shallot, garlic, salt, sugar, black pepper, fish sauce, and sweet black soy sauce, sesame oil, and we'll just begin by mincing down our garlic and our shallot. We'll also slice our lemongrass very thin and then mince that as well. With our herbs prepped, let's go ahead and slice our pork loin into thin slices. This will help it cook more evenly and a lot faster. Now add all of your pork pieces to a large bowl along with that minced garlic, shallot, and lemongrass. We'll add salt, we'll add some sugar, our black peppercorn. I like to smash mine down and then add, but you could just use the pre-ground black pepper for your recipe. We'll throw in some fish sauce and sesame oil. Add the sweet black soy sauce. This is a thick soy sauce, almost like molasses. And then using a gloved hand, we'll make sure that everything is well coated and it smells really delicious already. And we're gonna allow this to marinate in the refrigerator overnight for best results. But you could probably marinate for as little as an hour and it would be just as great. All right, so now that we've had both our pickled vegetables and our meat marinating in the fridge overnight, now's the time that we can start making our banh mi. So we gotta grill this meat. What I like to do is add a little bit of vegetable oil to my pan. So you can use a grill outside, you can use an indoor grill, you could bake it in the oven if you didn't want too much grease in your kitchen, or you could use some sort of cast iron skillet. So once my pan is coated in the vegetable oil, I just layer on my pork loin and I allow it to cook until I have beautiful grill marks and the meat turns from that pink color to the off-white brown color that indicates that the pork is cooked. I give that a flip and continue to grill until the piece is fully cooked. Both sides will have those really great char marks. Those definitely add to the flavor. So I will remove them from the heat, allow them to cool a bit, and slice into finger width slices. All right, up next, let me show you how to prep the veggies for our banh mi. We'll be using cucumber, jalapeno, and cilantro. And this step is very simple. Just wash your vegetables very well. We'll cut off the very hard stemmy parts of the cilantro and discard that part. Squeeze out the excess water. We will slice our jalapeno into thin diagonal slices, and then we'll do long strips for the cucumber. And that's it. That's how we prep our veggies for the banh mi. Now up next is assembly. We're in the home stretch, so stick around. This is how we assemble this delicious Vietnamese sandwich. We're gonna need a few ingredients, so let's run through that list now. First up, we'll need pork liver pâté. I get this at the Asian supermarket. And if you can make this at home, that's amazing, but I get mine pre-made. We're going to be using mayonnaise. I prefer this brand. Our pickled vegetables, the Maggi sauce, which is a seasoning sauce, and finally the baguette. I like to choose a baguette that is a little larger than my hand. This one here is actually a French roll, and it's a bit softer than you would typically get. This larger baguette has the consistency with the harder outside and the softer center, but it's too big for how I want today. So I'm going with the French roll, and I'm going to place it on the burner of my oven. I have a gas oven so the flame can hit it directly, or you could use a pan and just keep rotating it and keep turning it, and you're going to notice that the outside will brown just a little, and when you tap it, it will sound crispy. While our baguette is hot, go ahead and slice into the side of it, creating a pocket. You can remove some of the bread inside if you want a thinner bun. I like to keep mine in there. Then I'll put my pâté inside. I do a rather large scoop. Let it sit for a couple seconds to melt, and that will allow it to spread a lot more easily throughout that pocket. Next, we'll add a squirt of mayo and spread that as well. Then we can hit it with a few dashes of the Maggi sauce. And finally, we'll be layering in our sliced pork, along with our pickled carrot and daikon, our sliced jalapeno and cucumbers, and the fresh cilantro. You could make a bunch of these in advance and keep them wrapped up. It's a really great on-the-go snack, or you can eat it fresh and hot. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy this recipe. Check out the description box below the video to see all of the ingredients and measurements I use to make this banh mi. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and until next time, Cup Chai.